Hey friends, this is Will with the Disciple Shop again. I was reminded of something when we went to a revival 2 weeks ago. Well, we were up there for 2 weeks, listened to Dan Sword from Virginia. We were up in Tennessee, and the worship team was singing a song. You know, the old, I guess the Gaithers sang it for years. The God of the mountain, still God in the valley. And I thought about that song and the way it's sung every time I've ever heard it. It's almost as if they're lamenting the fact that they have valley experiences. But having been a biologist, at least studying biology, I always thought about that song in relation to nature. And in nature, a mountain experience is something, of course, high altitude. Nothing grows up there, and there certainly isn't anything to harvest. All of that is done in the valley. The valley is where the fertile soil piles up after the spring rains and the overflow in the river plain. And that was the way the Nile River did. Nile River Valley, the Egyptians farmed it. Only in the United States do slow thinking people build their homes on the floodplains and with disastrous consequences. But that's where the fertile ground is. In the spiritual world, it always seemed to me like the best place for an evangelist to be would be in a valley experience, because that's where you meet the folks that are having desperate times, and desperation leads to people that are open for the change in their life that they only get through Jesus Christ. And that's why I tell people, don't don't want the valley. I mean, take a vacation once a year and do whatever you want on the mountain, your spiritual mountain, but always shop around in the valley. Because if you read Psalm 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Well, that's the way that we ought to be as evangelists. We have Jesus. We have the Holy Spirit inside us. There's nothing in that valley that's going to bother us. But we're going to have very fertile ground to sow our seed in. And that's where we're going to get the harvest. And then we send those guys on up to the high ground and tell them, take a couple with you when you go. As always, love you. If you like us, follow us, and be blessed.